With Loveland Medical Clinic. I'm doing a quick video on how I make my coffee in the morning and how I use it for my fasting mimicking diet. Now, fasting mimicking diet means you're actually taking in some calories, but as far as your body's concerned, you're fasting because in this case, I'm doing 100% fat, and my body breaks the fat down into ketones, and it keeps me in the same state of ketosis that I like to be in most of the time. Okay, so I make this coffee whether I'm backpacking, whether I'm traveling, or whether I'm at home. I just change up the ingredients a little bit. So when I'm home, I have a coffee maker. I buy this at Costco. You know, it's cheap, it's organic, and I do use organic coffee beans because I discovered not too long ago that coffee is one of the most sprayed crops in the world with pesticides. So if you drink a lot of coffee like me, you really don't want that much junk in your body, okay? If I am traveling or backpacking, I just do the Starbucks, the little Vias, one of these packets, or if I'm in a hotel room, I'll just take whatever coffee is available there. Just that when I'm home and I have the availability of really good coffee, I tend to drink really good coffee. So I make up my coffee. I travel with this. This is a Contigo thermos, okay? And the reason I travel with this is if you look at the top, you can really put this down and shut it and shake it. Okay, and I do shake my coffee. Okay, so I tend to put my coffee and put all the ingredients in this thing here. Okay, you can find links for all this stuff on my website or the store, wherever. So when I'm at home, I use butter in my coffee, 2 tablespoons. All right, this is organic grass-fed butter. It's really good quality. Okay, so I make the coffee, I put the 2 tablespoons of butter in there, and then I put 1 tablespoon of MCT oil. This happens to be the brand I use. This is a really clean brand. It's only got C8 and C10. There's no C12 or C6 in it. It burns really clean. The nice thing about medium chain triglycerides is that your body utilizes it for fuel immediately. Unlike the butter, which the body actually has to break down into fatty acids and then into ketones. Okay, this thing immediate use as fuel. So if I'm traveling, I still use MCT oil, but I have these little travel things here so I can get through the airport because they're under 3 ounces. So I just put that in here, and basically 1 squirt is a tablespoon, okay? When I first started making this coffee, I used actual coconut oil, but this is so much more powerful. But when I'm traveling, sometimes I'll just use coconut oil instead of the MCT oil, okay? Also, when I'm traveling, I tend to use ghee because butter doesn't travel very well. So I take some tablespoons of this, and I'll stick it like in a small Tupperware about this size, okay? And I'll just use 2 tablespoons of this. And this is actually clarified butter. It travels really well, and it does well on backpacking trips. So even when I'm backpacking, I take my little stove, and in the morning, I have my tablespoon of MCT oil and 2 tablespoons of ghee. And I'll eat that coffee that I eat in the morning will last me all the way to dinner, okay? And we're talking about backpacking in the woods at altitude in Colorado at 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 feet. It lasts me the whole day. And part of the reason it lasts is because I'm fat adapted, so my body, once it runs out of the fuel, it just switches over to burning the fat in my body, okay? There's no secret to my coffee. It's practically the same thing as Dave Asprey's Bullet Coffee. I call it Cowboy Coffee. It's really good for you. As for sweeteners, I do have a sweet tooth. I use sweet leaf stevia. Some people don't like it because of the aftertaste. When I'm at home, I use the drops, but when I'm traveling, I just get the little packets. Okay, these are the packets. All right. So there's no secret to my coffee. It's 300 calories, practically all fat, and it'll last you all day. And if you're doing a fasting mimicking diet, you do 1 of these in the morning, 1 of them for lunch, and just water till the next day. You'll be just fine. Okay? So this is Siegfried from the Loveland Medical Clinic. Hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching.